Hey friends, welcome to my Laravel journey. This is Phase 1 Foundation. Today we will learn what Laravel is, how to install it, and explore it further step by step. Let's get started. So, what exactly is Laravel? Laravel is a PHP framework, but not just any framework. It's one of the most popular and powerful frameworks for building modern, scalable web applications. It's built on top of Symfony components, and it follows the MVC architecture, which stands for Model, View, Controller. Laravel focuses on making development faster, cleaner, and enjoyable. It comes with built-in tools for things like routing, database migrations, authentication, caching, and more. In short, Laravel lets you focus on building your app, not reinventing the wheel. Before we start, we'll be using XAMPP as our local development environment. It makes it easy to manage PHP, Apache, and Miscal all in one place. Now, let's move on to installation. To install Laravel, you'll need a few things set up on your system first. PHP version 8.1 or higher, Composer a PHP dependency manager, and optionally, Laravel installer or Composer create project command. Next, let's install Composer. I'm heading over to getcomposer.org, clicking the download button, then selecting the composer-setup.exe link. It's downloading now. Once it's done, I'll open it to start the installer. I'm not going to install it. I'll cancel here since I already have Composer installed. Now, in the command prompt, I'll type Composer V to check the version and confirm that Composer is installed, and yes, I can see the version right here. Next, I'll type PHP to make sure we're running PHP 8.1 or higher. Yes, I have PHP 8.2. That's great. We will start the XAMPP server, then click Start for both Apache and MySQL. Next, click the admin button next to MySQL to open MyAdmin. Here, we will create a new database named My Laravel app. You can give it any name you prefer. We will use Composer install option. In CMD we write Composer create project Laravel/Laravel My Laravel app. The installation process will begin. This might take a couple of minutes, usually around 2 to 3 depending on your internet speed and system performance. During this time, Composer is downloading Laravel along with all its dependencies, setting up the directory structure, and preparing your new project environment. So just sit tight, grab a quick sip of water, and wait for the setup to complete. Finally, it's done. In the command prompt, we'll move into our project folder by typing cd my Laravel app. Next, open the project in VS Code using the command code . Then press enter. Once the project opens, we'll edit the .env file. In this file, change the db_connection from SQL to MySQL, then uncomment the lines below and set the database name to My Laravel app. After that, open the terminal again and type php artisan migrate. This command will create all the necessary tables in your Miscal database. Once that's done, to view our project, type php artisan serve and open the link that appears in your browser, and there you go. Our Laravel project is now running successfully. Now, let's connect this fresh project to a GitHub repository. I'm assuming you already have a GitHub account. Go back to the terminal and run git init to initialize the project as a new repository. Then, head over to GitHub, click on Create New Repository, and name it My Laravel app. I'm making mine private, but you can keep yours public if you like. Now, click on Create Repository. Then, scroll down to the last part where it says Push an existing repo from the command line. Copy the first line from there and go back to the VS Code terminal, then paste it and press enter. After that, copy the second line and paste it into the terminal as well. Now, type the command git add dot, then type git commit, followed by a dash and a lowercase m, then in quotes write initial step. Finally, copy the last line from GitHub and paste it into the terminal. This will push your project files to your GitHub repository. Congratulations, your Laravel project has been successfully uploaded to GitHub. Alright, let's take a quick look around our Laravel project folder in VS Code. When you first open a Laravel app, It can look like a lot. But once you understand the purpose of each folder, it all starts to make sense. Think of this as the map of your Laravel world. Every folder has a clear job. First up, the app folder. This is the heart of your application. All your main PHP logic lives here, like your models, controllers, and middleware. When we install a fresh Laravel app, it comes with a clean and minimal folder structure. Laravel automatically registers all the core middleware inside the framework. That happens in the vendor folder behind the scenes. Because of that, you don't need your own middleware folder right away, but the moment you create your first custom middleware, Laravel will generate that folder for you automatically when a request comes into Laravel. The controller in this folder decides what to do. It talks to the model, gets the data, and then returns it to the view. Next, the Bootstrap folder. You usually won't touch this much. It contains the files that start the Laravel framework itself, kind of like the ignition key that starts your app engine. Then we have config, one of the most important folders. Every Laravel feature like your database connection, caching, mail, and queues has a config file here. If you ever need to change your app name, time zone, or any service setting, you'll come here. The database folder is all about your data. It has migrations, which define the structure of your database tables in code, seeders for inserting test data, and factories to quickly generate fake records for testing. So instead of manually creating tables in PHP MyAdmin, you do it here in code, and Laravel builds it for you. The public folder is what the world can actually see. When someone visits your website, the files that load first come from here. The main file, index.php, is the entry point. It receives every request and passes it into the Laravel engine. This is also where your public assets like images, CSS, and JavaScript live. The resources folder is where your front-end lists to viewers. It contains your Blade templates, that's Laravel's HTML templating system, along with your CSS and JavaScript files. If you ever want to change what users see on screen, you'll come here. Next up, Roots folder. This is where you define the URLs for your application. For example, when a user visits /home, about, or services. The roots here decide which controller or view should respond. You'll work a lot with web.php for browser roots and api.php for API roots. The storage folder holds temporary files, cached views, logs, and any uploaded files. You don't usually write code here, but it's important. Laravel uses it behind the scenes to make your app faster and to store runtime data. Then there's the tests folder. This is where you can write automated tests to make sure everything in your app works correctly. Laravel even gives you a few examples to start with. We'll explore this in a later phase. And finally, the vendor folder. This is where all your third-party dependencies live. Everything that Composer installed for you. You can think of it like the Node modules folder in Node.js. It stores all the external packages Laravel depends on, including the framework itself. You don't need to edit anything here manually, as Composer manages it automatically. So that's the quick tour of the Laravel folder structure. Each folder has its own purpose and rules, working together to keep your application organized, from roots to views. Everything has a clear place, set, and role. Thank you for watching part 1 of our Laravel journey. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions or doubts, feel free to leave a comment. I'll try to respond as quickly as possible.